What the hell is going on here, ladies and gentlemen? Hello and welcome to the channel. I am Stylosa, and there's a bit of a hilarious bug right now. I don't know how these things happen, but apparently, like, this is a thing now. So the RIP victory poses, the model for the character is now visible underneath the pose. So that's Anna. Ash, let's take. Does Ash have one? Actually, I don't think Ash has one. Yeah, no, she doesn't have one. Oh, that's unlucky. Batiste won't have one. Bastion, well, he's definitely got one. We don't look at skins. We're looking at victory pose. Let's have a look. So, yeah. What the hell? Like, look at his neck. What the hell is this? This is so weird. This is so... Let's have a look at Hanzo. Come on, Hanzo. What have you got? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Victory pose. RIP. Oh. It's on his head. Now, I mean, what? How does this even happen? How does this happen, ladies and gentlemen? But all of them are bugged. Like, literally every single one is bugged. Like, let's take a look at D.Va. D.Va. Victory pose. R.I.P. Yeah. Although D.Va, at least her arm appears to still be connected to her body, which is a bonus, right? What about Mercy? I always love Mercy. I always like looking at Mercy. That sounds wrong, but also sounds so right. Yeah, no, her neck's broke. In fact, her head is by her belly. Now that is bad. Unless she does extreme yoga, I think she's dead. But then she's on the ground, so she's, yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, it's time to rant, ladies and gentlemen. It's the end of the competitive season, so you know what this means. Nobody cares about playing the game. Even more so, well, even more less, I guess, than they normally do. Which, like, you know, to be fair, people don't really care about playing Overwatch competitive anyway, do they? I think what generally happens is when a season starts, everybody's like... I mean, hell, I remember probably, like, back in Season 5... and like 6, 7, 8, whatever. I used to make videos and I'd be like, wow, what were the best and the worst heroes for that season? Or like, what are our goals for this season? And I'd start off and there'd be lovely videos and it'd be like, okay, guys, so for Season 6, what I'm looking to do is get into, like, I don't know, I probably had, like, lofty goals then. I want to get into top 500 and stay there. It's going to be so awesome. Oh, my God, guys, it's the best. And then the season goes on and on and on. And you probably hit your peak, I don't know, somewhere in the middle of the season. Then things start to go downhill. It's not great. And then at the end of the season, you come back and you think, you know what? I'm really going to try. There's only 2 days left. I'm going to slam out some games. We're going to win big. And then you go into a match and everybody's playing whatever the hell they like, because of course they don't care, because it's the end of the season. And then, well, the season finishes, and then I made a video and I'd be like, well, guys, okay, let's take a look back at Season 7. It was wonderful. I managed to get to, like, I don't know, 4.2k. It was awesome. And I didn't quite get to top 500 because, well, I couldn't really do it because, like, I was bad for a start. Also, I tried at the end of the season to really try strong, and I just couldn't do it because everybody was trolls and throwing. But maybe it'll be okay next season because maybe something will change. Well, of course it didn't. And now we're on season God knows what, and it still hasn't changed. Now, obviously, we've got the whole thing with 222 roll lock and whatever. Hopefully, is coming in at some point in the next few weeks or so, possibly in the next month. If that happens, competitive will be completely different. Now, the issue with comp right now is you don't really care, right? You play, all right, you play to get better with your hero of choice when you get to play your hero of choice. When you don't, it's literally just a game of babysitting. It's like, okay, who's going to flex today? Is somebody going to pick main tank? Maybe they will, and if they do, hopefully they stay on main tank, because after the first fight, when we die horrifically, the main tank then just go, you know, screw you guys, I'm playing McCree now. And then you're like, great, we don't have a tank now. But of course, they don't tell you. They just do this randomly in the middle of a fight. They run back to spawn and change, or something terrible happens. This isn't great. This is annoying as hell. And this is what happens at the end of the season. It is the end of season syndrome. And I want this gone. Like, Blizzard have to do something to get rid of this, because what is the point of having a competitive season if the last 2 weeks is just a complete horror show? Now, I know all of the other weeks are a horror show anyway, and I guess you could swing it around and say, oh, the start of a season is the best time to play. Everybody is unranked. Okay, you're still kind of playing the same MMR range because that doesn't really change. So then, like, what's the point of placement games? Whatever. You do your placement games. Everyone's feeling awesome. You place good. It's great. You go into games. You start playing. It's awesome. Then you go into a match and you notice that you've got a guy on your team who hasn't finished their placement games because they haven't started doing the placement games at the start of the season. And you're like, They don't know what the meta is, so they just play whatever, and you're like, oh, this is not great. We're sort of losing a little bit. And then maybe you give them some advice, and maybe they tell you to go away in a nasty kind of way. So then you're like, well, this is not great. Just another list of, well, another one of the problems with competitive. And you're like, oh, okay, fine. So it doesn't feel great. So maybe at the start of the season, it's okay, right? And it's much worse towards the end of the season. But the fact remains, when you get to the end of the season, there is this big gap of like 2, maybe even 3 weeks where people literally don't care. Probably 2 weeks, I'd say. Like right now, if you were to play comp, you are asking for trouble. You are asking for people to just go, well, I don't care. I've already reached my season high. Maybe, I mean, like, let's be real. If my season high, let's just say, was 3K, right? Then I've dropped down to 2.6K, right? And that's what kind of where I am. There is no way in the last 2 days you are ever going to get back to 3K or even get above it. So you just don't care. You're like, you know what? I'm just going to play whatever. I mean, sure, there might be a way. You may win a load of games if you really try. Maybe if you flex and all of that stuff and you babysit players. But if you just want to go out there and have fun, now you're just like, oh, I'm free. I'm just going to do whatever the hell I like. I don't have to care about my rank. I'm never going to get back to where I was because I may as well wait for the next season and then do my placement games and then just start from there because, well, it's a new season. I'll have a new season high and I can just go for it. That's the mentality, and that's a big problem. So even when we look at stuff like 222 and roll queue, if and when that eventually comes in, will it still solve the problem of the end of season messing about? I don't know, because you might just suddenly get people going, hi, you know what, I'm just going to play DPS. Now, of course, this depends, doesn't it, on the way they handle this system. If they divide up one single account into different SR for different heroes, yeah, then that is a way that there's always something to play for, right? Because you can't go into a game then as a tank, right? Because this is where a lot of the problems come from. You can't go in as a tank. Maybe you've played all season as a tank, right? Now, even if you're the greatest tank player in the world, maybe you've played loads of Orisa. So you're pretty good with like a projectile hero, let's say. You're like sort of projectile semi-hit scan type of thing, because at least you're having to aim. You're not just playing Reinhardt or Winston who don't need to aim, right? So you're thinking, oh, you know what? I'm just going to start playing DPS now, even though you might still have a pretty good rank. So let's say, let's just use 3K again as an example. Let's say you're 2.8K on your tank and you're like, this is cool. So I'm just going to play DPS now at the end of the season. I don't care. So I'm just going to go into a game and play. Well, of course, you're playing at the same level you're playing your tank at right now, and that's horrifically bad. Whereas if we had separate SR for each role within a role queue system, at the end of the season, even if you're like, I'm just going to play DPS, it doesn't matter, because it's going to put you into a team anyway, because it's going to build a team with a forced meta 222 comp, but it's going to put you into a team with your relevant SR. So yeah, you're not really throwing the game, because you would be, maybe you're a gold DPS, but a platinum tank. Well, of course, the problem right now is you just would carry on playing in the platinum game and you throw the game, and that would cause people to get angry. And then it has a knock-on effect where everybody gets angry. And then because it's the end of the season, nobody cares. And then those players go and join a game and they just do whatever the hell they like. And it's welcome to Overwatch, ladies and gentlemen, because that is what happens. It's the sad state of the game right now. But I would warn you, right? Don't play comp now and expect to go out there, because I know there's going to be people out there like, yeah, man, I can't wait to get home at the weekend and we're really going to try our best the final day of the season. We're really going to go for it. It's going to be awesome. It's not going to work, right? It might in like very select few of cases, maybe 1% of cases, you may get something done. I mean, hell, I've been there where I've suddenly had like a burst on the final day of the season and maybe gained 100 SR or whatever. It's possible. You can do it. But it is way more likely you're going to roll up into people who just don't care. People who are like, we're having fun now. The rank doesn't matter anymore because we're never going to get our season high, because that's long gone. So what we're going to do is just do whatever the hell we like. And of course, that makes it very frustrating to play, which comes back to the whole issue with Overwatch comp, where it is super frustrating. But it's a really, really weird time for me right now, because you can't just bash on competitive and be like, oh, it's a wasteland. So next season's going to be terrible. Season after that is going to be terrible, because we've got these leaks from pro players that are telling us 222 is coming. So we literally don't know where this is going, right? And I've said this before about features Overwatch have brought out. I said it with the workshop. If the biggest criticism we've got against a new feature is that feature should have been out earlier, then that's a good feature. But will we get 222? Is it just pros, like maybe they got the wrong info? I don't know. We literally don't know, right? But it looks like it is coming. And when it does come, maybe a lot of the issues with competitive solve, because the way to look at it is like this. Comp will still have issues. It will always have issues. 222 is not the magic band-aid. It will not just fix all of the problems. You'll still get end of season throwers. You'll still get people who throw games. You'll still get trolls who will go, aha, I'm going to queue as a tank. Well, maybe not a tank. Let's say they're going to queue as a support. But what they're going to do is DPS as Anna. You will get people that do that, right? But those people will get weeded out really fast because, well, it will be very unfun for them to play in games where nobody else can pick a healer to help them out, right? And you'd have to be quite twisted to enjoy losing every single game. Maybe there's people out there that do it. But you will still have these issues. But the thing is, and the moral of the story is every little helps, right? These little changes, these little upgrades will make less... Well, it'll get rid of the problems that comp has got, right? Slowly but surely. At least that's what I'm hoping. And maybe this is just wishful thinking. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, oh God, end of the season. It's just rant at me in the comments below. Rant at me on Twitter as well. I know it's a pain up the ass because you want to go out there and you want to try and get that last bit of SR at the end of the season. There will be people out there with accounts that maybe are really close to their season high. And all they need to do is win a few games. And they'll really go out there to try. But be aware, you will come across trolls and throwers at a much higher frequency just because... well, there's only a few days left. Lol. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa. This is Unit Lost. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, then you can follow me on Twitter, which is @Stylosa. Also, @Stylosa on Instagram. And I will catch you absolutely lovely lot on the next one. Toodaloo.